I am live with you here today to go over three technique cards, the cards for our techniques club for August 2025. Now, Christine Bertram, who lives in the United States, her and I collaborate on this class. If you're in the United States and you are interested in joining this monthly technique class, here I teach it on YouTube. I provide the pardon me, I provide the card kits to Canadians, and Christine provides them to Americans. So if you like what you see and you want to get in on this fun class every month, please reach out to one of us, depending on which market you're in, and we can help you out. Okay, so I'm excited for the cards we're going to do today. We are playing with the bundle called Cheers and Sips. Celebratory Sips is a sweet. You'll need the Cheers and Sips stamp set or an equivalent for the greetings and everything else that goes along with it. I'm going to take one card at a time and go through how I prepare these. And our technique for today is called cracked glass. So I'm super excited about this one. It's a fun technique, and I haven't done this one in a while. So let me know if you're here with me. I can see that I have people with me for joining. I'm going to watch the comments here on my YouTube channel. Hopefully I can see the comments through. Sometimes they pop up on the screen, but they're really small. So let's see. I'll just refresh my computer screen. See I can see the conversation. Yes, it's showing that I am live. Can you let me know if you are here with me? All right, I see it. Okay, it takes a little while. You found me, Elaine. Thank you. Sending all the love back to you, Elaine. Thanks so much for your kind words. Well, let me turn down my volume so we don't have any kind of interruption there. And I think I can see, yes. Okay, I can see your comments. All right, I want to make sure everything is working fine before I put my camera. Now, I do have my card. I'm so excited. I've got my cards done for next month, and you're going to want to stay to the end of the video. I'll do a sneak peek and share those with you. And then for my club members, mine and Christine's club members, you'll know which stamp sets to go ahead and purchase for next month for our Speak Club. Alrighty, let's get started. Before we start, I'm going to do a little roll call. We'd like to shout out all the wonderful participants who are in this club. And I have a list here that Christine sent me this morning for her ladies in the United States. She says that she has one kit left for this class. If you like what you see today and you want to get the kit so that you can follow along later and do the cards at your own pace, the YouTube video is always here. You can come back to it and, pause, fast forward, rewind, whatever. Do it at your own pace. A lot of people like to join for the live class, and I appreciate that. I like the interaction, knowing that I'm not here by myself. And then you can come back and do the cards later at your own pace. Okay, so here's the list of names for Christine's attendees. So we have Mary Jo Stahl, Karen Stagg, Kelly Gibson, Leslie McKinn, Becky Rower, Barbara Rudolph, Carla Lake, Debbie Blau, um, Karen Woods, Nicole Herrick, Julie Bontrager, I hope I said that right, Julie, Bailey Mays, Angelique McClendon, Vicki Rodriguez, Lynn Beasley, Susan Wormley, and Wendy Tick. All right, ladies, welcome to the class. And as I mentioned, if you want to get in on this class, if your name was not called, and next month you want to get a kit from myself or Christine, reach out to us to let you know what you need to do to get one. It's free with an order. In Canada, it's free with a minimum $40 order before shipping and tax, and that gets you in the class and you get your card kit. Alrighty, let's get started on my Canadian ladies. Oh my, we have quite a few there. We have Amanda Woods, John McMillan, Kim Campbell, Kim Barraclough, Colleen Winter, Alexina Walsh, Kathy Clark, Debbie Smith, Penny Martin, Kathy Slager, Jen, Gail Stefan, Bernice Henderson, Candace Oliver, Trudy Mainville, Marie Lefebvre, Linda Norman, Elaine Swerfiger, um, Janet Westeen, and Maggie Olson. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Just want to, again, just extend our sincere thank you. Both Kristen and I love you all, and we love having you here with us. Hi, Polly. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for joining. And we have a message from Becky Roller. Thank you so much for being here for the live video. Pardon me. Okay, let's put the camera and get started on this crack glass. I love this. Alrighty, so bear with me here. Use my camera and flip it so that you can see my work surface. Here we go. Flipping the camera. We got nice blue skies here in Calgary, thankfully. There's no smoke out there today, but definitely had a really crazy summer with weather and smoke and forest fires and all of it. And my prayers are with you all who are affected. It's not been easy for anyone. Okay, so now here we go. We've got our work surface. Try and get it lined up here. But you can see black man and the black man window. Move a little closer here. Okay, so we're playing with Cheers and Snips. It's a stamp that you're going to need to have in your hands to be able to use this one at home. This is my laptop away, this time away. So Cheers and Sips is what we're going to play with. In your kit, let me just bring in your card kit. So when you are in my club, this is what you receive in the mail. Okay. So we are going to play with cracked glass, and the technique has this is what it looks like on the top. I always send a sample of the technique. So you can put this in a 4x6 Memories and More binder. Okay, so one of our binders you can get inserts online, or you can store them however you like. So I send two 4x6 pieces. The top one has this example of the technique. The bottom is the written description, so that when you give your cards away, and months and years down the road, perhaps you want to recreate these cards, you can put through your technique binder and have all of this at your fingertips. So if you don't want to buy a binder, you don't want to store them in page protectors, you can also, some people do this, they glue them together front and back, punch a hole, and they put them on a little key ring. So then you'll have your sample and your description all on the same sheet. There's lots and lots of options of what you do with your technique sheets. These are complimentary. Christine and I send them to everyone so that they have that resource. Okay, so we've got 3 envelopes here, and we've got 3 cards. We're going to start off with, we're actually going to start off with the technique card because the cracked glass technique requires you to have a freezer or some way to freeze your card. Yeah, I said freeze. Because that's how we're going to get the cracked glass technique. So this is the card we're going to make today. We've got cracked glass happening on this strip here, and I'll show you how I do that. And there's the inside. Okay, so you want to grab from your card kit, you're going to grab your, this is bubble bath. Okay, so bubble bath card base. And we're going to take everything out very carefully. Not lose anything. So we've got a bubble bath card base. Then we go step by step. We've got a card front of Old Olive. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. We're going to put card front Old Olive on top, and let's go ahead and do that. We'll do it step by step. And then if you're doing your card kit along with me, you can, and hopefully if you can keep up, great. If not, you can always pause the video and go at your own pace. That's if you do have these classes, online classes we offer. Okay, so this is going on. Then we have our circle. This was cut with the Spotlight on Nature dies. Love those circles. This is the one with the little radiating stitches. So we're going to put that on the center of the card. Just easy peasy. Nothing gets done to this white circle. Just glue it down with a tiny, tiny amount of using combo glue. Don't want to use a lot of glue. Just a little bit. And secure that down. And then I'm going to bring in this strip of VSP. So now we're going to talk about the technique. It's called cracked glass. And we're going to do cracked glass on this strip of paper. Cracked glass can be done on designer series paper. It can be done on a piece of cardstock that you stamped on. You could do an entire scene if you like. And then what you do is you take the cardstock and you put it in the freezer. No, sorry, there's two more steps. You use Versamark and you cover it. So what I did is I took this entire strip and I covered it with Versamark. Okay, completely covered it. And then I poured clear embossing powder on top. And I kneaded it up. Okay, and I've already done this because I didn't want you to have to listen to my deep dive so many times. Because this does take layers of embossing. So I did 4 layers of clear embossing. So it was like a real um, pool of embossing powder. Like you heat up each layer, right? So you do one and put powder on, heat it up, then you can go right ahead with the first knot again, cover it up, put more powder, heat it up, 4 times. The more you do, the thicker your glass will become, and the more pronounced the technique will be. So it depends on your patience. It depends on your amount of clear embossing powder that you have too, and that you want to use on this technique. But I found 4 was a good number. So what I've done is I have already done that. This one you don't need to worry about. I've already done it. And what I did was I actually have my lunch bag here. It's not stamped up lunch bag. I went up to the freezer 5 minutes before the video and I pulled out my pieces of gift that were already embossed 4 times, and I had them in the freezer. And I put them down into this bag so they wouldn't warm up too much. And I have some here. Now they're really cold because they're in ice here. And you definitely, if you're in your own house and you are using your freezer, you won't have to do this. But I knew I was going to be chatting for a few minutes at the beginning, so I wanted to make sure they stay cold. Okay, you can see I've got my pieces here, and they are cool. So now what I want to do, I'll hold this close to the camera so you can see the glossy, thick embossing on here that is clear. And then I'm going to take it, crack, crack, crack. You take your cardstock and you literally crack it. And these have warmed up a little bit, but usually you can hear the cracking, and it's fun. It's actually really fun to crack the embossing. So this is like cracked glass, right? And it's glass because it's clear embossing, and cracking because we froze it. Who would have thought we're going to freeze cardstock today, right? My sound is very soft. Yes. Maybe turn up your volume. I'm not quite sure what to say, Joy. I'm right next to my phone, which is recording. So hopefully, give me a thumbs up, guys, if you can hear me okay. Hopefully, Joy, it'll help if you turn up the volume. Let me know if that helps. Okay, I'll hold it into the light. Can you see all the cracks in the glass layer that we've made? So now you can change this a little bit and make it more pronounced by taking a sponge, and you can actually add some pecan pie or early espresso. You can even do memento if you want to. And that will force that ink to go down into the cracks and will make them a little bit more prominent. I'm actually going to try it today with memento. So I'm going to grab a little sponge, and I'm going to add a little bit of that to the top of my cracked glass. So just add some to the top, and make sure it goes into those cracks, and it just makes them more pronounced. And I'm doing this technique on a piece of designer series paper. Different from this morning. I'm not quite sure what to do. Phone. I know, guys. All right, so I'm adding that memento to the top in hopes of making these cracks even more visible. coming up barrel. I'm not sure.
There, can you hear me? Can you hear me better now? Please tell me you can hear me. I just.
There, can you hear me? Can you hear me better now? Please tell me you can hear me.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn off my better. Linda says better. Okay, Jennifer says yes. Alrighty. Okay, I was connected during after my video this morning. I did connect to my Bluetooth speaker. I was listening to some music. Maybe I think I didn't disconnect from that speaker, so I think my voice was going through my speaker. I apologize, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know, because I would have kept going and not realized what was going on your end. Okay, so I've added a little bit of memento to make the cracks come out a little bit more. And I'm just wiping off the excess because, as you know, on a glossy embossed surface, that ink is just going to sit there. And every time I touch it with my fingers, it's going to come off, right? So now we're going to take that strip. We're going to add some Tombow glue to the back. And we are going to put this on the front, on the left-hand side here. I'm going to overlap that circle. There we go. We'll just press it down and let that sit. Okay, so the rest of the card is the fun stuff. I mean, the cracked glass technique is fun too. But I absolutely, like it does take a little bit of time. You do have to emboss it at least 4 layers. You have to put it in the freezer. I put mine in the freezer for like 10 minutes to really freeze it up. You can leave it longer if you want to, but just be mindful where you're putting it in the freezer, because the back of the cardstock is still paper. So you don't want it to get wet. You just want it to freeze and then take it out and crack it, okay? Okay, so moving on to the rest of the card. In your card kit, you have your embellishments. We've got some of the gold ribbon here. We got a couple of little strips to do some stamping. All right, so now we're going to grab my silicone mat so that I can put these little pieces on here and I can see where I'm stamping, and it helps me to be organized. I love my silicone mat. Alrighty, so we're going to do the stamping here. We need the word cheers from the stamp set, so let's open it up and grab cheers, and we're going to say to you. There's also a to us. You can make it fun. Maybe an anniversary card. Cheers to us, right? It's our anniversary, which actually, it's my husband and I. It's our anniversary on Monday, September 1st. So maybe I'll use this as an anniversary card. So I'm going to change my card. I'm going to change it to us, and then I'll have my anniversary card done. My husband's at work, so he's not watching us, so he won't see it. All right, so we need Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive. Okay, those are the colors that we're going to use. Let me grab those. Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive. All right, bringing those into the screen. I used a lot of red. Yeah, my stamps are stained. That's what happens. See this? I'll bring it in and show you what Annika's talking about. So these, any kind of the red, even Blackberry Bliss will stain your stamps. These are permanently stained, but they're not damaged, okay? So you can still continue to use your stamps when this happens to your photopolymer. Anything with a reddish tinge to it, a reddish dye, that's what happens. But they clean perfectly, and there's no worries about them being damaged or anything. Okay, so we're gonna stamp cheers, And I've done this class several times now. This is my 3rd time, I think, teaching this class. So it has been well loved, this stamp set. Okay, so cheers on here with Blackberry Bliss. And then the little rectangle, I'm going to stamp with Old Olive. And we're going to stamp to us. Cheers to us, because it's going to be our 24th anniversary. Yay! Okay, so there's our greetings. Now we've got these 2 drinks here. I have cut this one with Blackberry Bliss. Let me show you the dies. Oh my gosh, the dies are amazing. So what I did for the Blackberry Bliss one, I'll hold it close so you can see the texture of it. It's got those little cuts in it, like the little stars. I don't know if you can see that with the light. So I put this die inside its outline and cut it at the same time. That gives me this shape with that gorgeous effect on the inside. So that's one of the tall glasses. The other one is this one here, which is the same outline. I cut it using Bubble Bath, but I ran it through the Glass and Gardens embossing folder to get that beautiful texture on it. And I thought I'd take it a step further and add a little bit of Blackberry Bliss ink to that part. So let's grab a finger dauber. I'm going to grab my Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to add just a little soft dusting of color just to kind of pull it all together here. So here we go. A big party next year. That's right, Annika. It'll be our 25th anniversary. Yeah, so excited. Doesn't feel like it. Oh, my poor finger dauber is coming apart. It's been around for a long time. So, all right, we might have to get a new one. All right, but I think I'm okay with this. All right, so we've got that, and we're going to now grab this little piece of ribbon here, the gold stripe ribbon, and we're going to wrap that around the Blackberry Bliss. And you know what? This is actually so cool because my bridesmaid dresses were Blackberry Bliss color. So this is totally a fitting anniversary card. I wonder if he will remember. He always remembers the flower that was in my bouquet. I'm always impressed by that. I had stargazer lilies in my bouquet, and he usually buys me a bouquet with stargazer lilies in it. And I'm like, how do you remember that? You know, I'm just like always impressed that he remembers. You know, it's impressive when they remember your anniversary, but when they remember the flower, wow, that's how you know you got to keep her, right? I'm impressed that he remembered that. Okay, so I'm using the tear and tape to wrap around. Annika says you're going to be married for 49 years. Wow. Congratulations. You got a big year coming up soon too, right? 49 years. Wow. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, so I wrapped the gold ribbon around there just to add a little fun accent. And then we're going to take these and we're going to slant them. We're going to put one up here and we're going to slant this one this way, just kind of staggering them a little bit. All right, so let's flip them over and get the Tombow on the back here. I'm not going to take off that tear and tape. I'm just going to let it do a single purpose there, and it should be fine. The Tombow glue is going to hold this down. So we'll put one glass like that. And we'll take the other glass. I guess mine would be the Bubble Bath, and then Kev's would be the other one. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so here's our 2 glasses. Okay, and then the cheers and the 2U are going to go like this. One like that, and one underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them together. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right at the top of the 2US. Or 2U, depending on which stamp you choose. That's why it's always good to have the stamp set, because then you can change up your greeting if you want to, right? We're going to pop that right on here like that. I'm going to use some dimensionals on mine. So here we go. Got dimensional. I'm going to put one there and there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this on the card, and I've got my anniversary card made. Yay! Okay, so there's my greeting. We got these fun bling here. We're going to pop these on. We're going to put one right there on the pink glass, the bubble bath, and we're going to put two down here in this open space on the corner. Alrighty, so for the inside of your card, let me glance at what I did on this one. Oh yes, it's your day, let's celebrate. And I stamped a little drink glass down there, the smaller one. So let's grab that. We've got a cup here. I like to, this is a good example of when you take out your photopolymer, check out this. You know, you can bend and twist this and you can change the shape. And you really don't want to change the shape, especially if you're using the die to cut it out. You want it to be its natural shape. So I like to lay it on my silicone mat, let it go to its natural form, and then I'll take a block and I'll pick it up from the top. And then I know I have not obstructed its natural form, okay? So I'm gonna leave it like that. And then I wanna use a blend to color, so I'm going to stamp with Memento. So when you're using blend markers, the alcohol markers, you need to use Memento ink. It is compatible with our blends. So I'm going to stamp that right there. And then I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to do a green drink. Why not? Like a mojito. So let's do a lemon lime twist. Let's try that. I've got light lemon, no, this is dark actually. Well, okay, we'll put a little bit of dark and then we'll do some light lemon lime twist. Let me grab the light one. All right, so light lemon lime twist. You can fill it up as high as you want. It's your drink. It's your celebration, so pour yourself a big glass if you want, right? My husband and I do not drink very much, let me tell you. He hardly drinks at all, and I may have one glass of wine, you know, on a rare occasion. Yeah, it's not, we're not big drinkers, but that's okay. We're saving lots of money, I guess, right? Okay, so in the glass, I'm going to bring in the cute little stamp that's like a blackberry, and we're gonna put a blackberry in this drink. That just makes it taste better. There we go. Okay, cheers to us. Now for the inside greeting, there are lots of little words. Corey's going to be celebrating her 25th next month. Jennifer's going to be celebrating 30 years on September 11th. Congratulations. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to say, I said cheers to us. I'm going to say, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Plain and simple, right? Yeah, cheers to us. Let's celebrate. So grab this stamp set. It's going to be a fun one to have in your collection to celebrate yourself, your husband, your whatever it is. You know, might not be an anniversary, could be something else. Maybe you got news that you're going to be grandparents, you know. Cheers. Let's celebrate. Okay, so there we go. We got the inside done. Let's add our glue and get this into the inside of the card. Now see the back here, how the blends go through. This is why that's why you travel so much. I don't know. I didn't get that one, Annika. Maybe that was for someone else. Okay, so this is why you want to definitely not use your blends on your good dining room table, your wooden table or whatever, because it will bleed through. So make sure you're on your Glass Mat Studio, you know, a piece of grid paper, your silicone mat, something safe that you're not going to bleed out onto something you don't want to ruin, because the blends are going to be permanent. All right, so there we go. We've got that inside, and there's the front outside, and we've got our cracked glass on there. Let me show you another card. Remember I was telling you how you can do the cracked glass technique on DSP, or you can do it on a stamped image. This is one that I did on a stamped image. So this square in the middle, this rectangle in the middle of this card has 2 drinks stamped. I stamped the cheers to you at the top, and then I took my Versamark and I covered the entire rectangle with Versamark, then clear embossing. I did like 4 or 5 layers. I think I might have even did more. I hold it in the light so you can see the cracked glass technique. So there's a lot of fun. Oh, you said you don't drink, so you have money left over is why you travel so much. That's funny. That's a funny theory. I like it, Inika. Okay. Good support for not drinking, right? Save your money and travel instead. Okay, so this is the cracked glass on a stamped image. So you can do this on all kinds of mediums, right? DSP, cardstock, you name it. It's so fun. I hope you're going to try this one. I hope you like this technique. Okay, so let's move on to our second card. Let me grab one of my envelopes here. Which one am I grabbing? I am grabbing the Blackberry Bliss one. Okay, this is a fun one. This is actually a fun fold. Yay, you found me. TJ, Trudy, I think that's who you are. It says ET Mainville. That's probably your husband's account. I recognize Mainville, so I think it's Trudy. Thanks, Trudy. Okay, so in this envelope, you're going to have a Blackberry Bliss card base, all right? And it's got 4 score lines on it. Yep, it is Trudy. Hi, Trudy. So we're going to reinforce this. I'm going to show you, let me show you the completed card, and then we can get started. Sometimes it's nice to know what you're making before you get started. So here we go. We've got a fun fold card. It's going to open like this. We've got a little bit of a little bridge on this one, and it folds together like that. Now you can put it in the envelope, you can either fold it to the left, put the oval on the left, or you can fold it over here and put your oval on the right. If you're worried about thickness of your card, I would highly recommend that you not fold it like this. You will fit it in your envelope, no problem, but you're going to have a lot of extra layers, and that might be too thick for your postage. I'm not quite sure. So just make sure you're not making it too thick, so you can veer left or veer right with your folding, okay? So let me show you how this goes together. And you're probably thinking, where do you sign this card? Well, let me flip it over. There's the back. We got a piece of DSP in the middle. We got 2 pieces of white, basic white, one on the left, one on the right, with some stamping, and you've got lots of room here to write, okay? You like this one, Annika? Thank you so much. All right, let's get started on this fun card. So I'm going to grab my bone folder. Where's my bone folder? Here it is. Okay, we're going to score the score lines. So just start with one and just keep on going. And it really doesn't matter. You can score them both ways. And you just want to get them burnished so that they will crease the way you want, okay? So here we go. So now I've got it. Now I'm gonna make it into the shape I want. So I want it like this. I'll show you the aerial shot like this. So you've got like a little looks like a hat, doesn't it? Like that. So this is the structure of the card, okay? So the rest of it is easy. It's so easy. We're going to layer all our pieces on. Christine and I, we work really, really hard, us and our helpers, to cut all of these pieces for you for this class. And we have from the Celebratory Sips paper, we've got this one. Now, if you prefer to have the Timid Tiger stripes, you could use it. I'm going to use the flowers. That's going to be, let's open this up flat so I can share with you what we're going to do. These are going to be on the ends. And then you've got 2 pieces of the Timid Tiger, the flip side, okay? So we're going to use the Timid Tiger right there. And then this one middle, you don't want to have anything there because we're going to do our stamping on our big oval. And that's going to be the middle, okay? So first things first, let's get some glue on our strips and get those anchored down. You do have one more piece of DSP. That's this one, and that's going to be for the back. So if I'm gluing, I'm going to go ahead and glue all of this down. I think I gave myself an extra piece in this one. I don't need this extra piece, so I'm going to put it off to the side before it confuses me. So if you got 3, great, you got an extra piece of cardstock. Mine had 3 in it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue to the pieces. Come on, glue. You don't need a lot of glue. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so this one, we'll put the florals. See, I love how it's pulling in the Blackberry Bliss flowers. So pretty. I didn't realize that Blackberry Bliss and Timid Tiger would go so nicely together. That's the beauty of Stampin' Up! And the coordination of their products, right? They teach us through their DSP what goes with what. I lean on the designer series paper all the time to figure out what colors to put together. I'm like, what did the design artist do? Well, these are the colors they did, and it's so pretty. So let's flip it over because I've got glue on this piece and glue that one down in the middle. Now, if you wanted to, you could add extra pieces here. I left these as Blackberry Bliss on purpose. So there we go. This is the back. So now we're going to do some stamping, and we're also going to do some fussy cutting. So I've given you a piece of cardstock of DSP, some scrap. You got some scrap DSP, and you're going to want to grab whichever images you like from here. Everybody got a different piece. So I'm just going to bring in my snips and just fussy cut out. I want 3 drinks from here. So I'm going to grab this one here with the orange slices. You may have got a piece of designer series paper with that picture of sangria. I know yesterday at Boston Pizza when I taught this class, one of the girls had the sangria picture and she cut that out and used it. You can do anything you want. You got a lot of different images to choose from. So I'm going to grab that one. And then let's see. I'm going to grab, I could grab the wine bottle. Yeah, why not? Let's grab that wine bottle there because I got a full image. Just come on around. Do you like to fussy cut? I actually love fussy cutting. I think it's a very relaxing activity and I love to do it. You know, fussy cut when we're watching a movie drives my husband crazy because he thinks I'm not watching a movie, but I really am. I just like to have my hands doing something, tying bows, eating popcorn, fussy cutting, right? When you're watching a movie or something like that. So okay, so we got a wine bottle, we got a glass. Let's grab this one down here. It's got some Timid Tiger going on here, and it's got a sprig of, would that be mint? Is that mint? I don't know what herb that is in that drink. Any of you that know your drinks and know what goes with what, you might know what this green is. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm sure it's yummy, whatever kind of drink this is. Okay, so I'm just pulling in colors. I don't know the drink names, but I'm just pulling in colors. I think the lemon lime twist that I used on my other card, that would have been, yes, Trudy, that is why Amanda, her hands are always moving. She is actually studying art at university and she loves to draw and paint. I was mentioning at our team meeting that from the moment that girl wakes up, she is doing something with her hands. I love her to pieces. She's amazing. I'm talking about my daughter, Amanda. Okay, so there's my little drinks. I'm going to leave them there. It looks like rosemary. Okay, thanks, Lori. That's what it is in that little drink there. It's rosemary. I have never tasted a drink with rosemary in it. Just true story. Okay, so we're going to stamp with the Cheers again, and we're actually using Blackberry Bliss again because that's the color on the card base. I think it's time, but I have no idea what drink it goes in. So Stampin' with Margaret. Okay, your guess is as good as mine, Margaret. Maybe I'll have to experiment with these things. Okay, so there's my Cheers. And underneath it, I'm going to stamp Let's Celebrate. So I want to clean this off because I have Blackberry Bliss on. I want to change it up. So grabbing my chamois. No judgment, right? Look how black my chamois is, but it works. It works. Don't throw your chamois out when it gets like that. That just means it's been well loved. Okay, so Let's Celebrate, and we're going to stamp with Old Olive. You could do Timid Tiger if you wanted to. I'm going to do Old Olive under here. Let's Celebrate. All right. Then also in your kit, you've got this tiny little piece of Secret Sea Designer Series paper. Can you see the little dots? I'm holding it close so you can see. There's like little tiny dots on it. We're going to put that at the bottom down here. It's going to make a little grounding effect on our piece. So we're just going to add like a teeny tiny bit of glue to the bottom of the oval. And we're going to put this piece down here. And we're going to trim the excess with our snips. Okay, so there we go. We're going to bring in the snips and we're going to just let the blade go against the oval like that and just snip off the extra. One more little piece over here. There. Okay. So now I've got my secret C on the bottom, and now I can go ahead and put the drinks on my card. So I'm going to flip them all over and add some Tombow on the back, like so. All right, so let's put the wine bottle in the middle, like that. Really doesn't matter how you stagger your drinks. Totally up to you. I'm going to put them over here, like that. And then my other drink I'll put on the other side. Oh, I forgot to add something. Okay, you know what? There's no mistakes in paper crafting, right? But I wanted to, I'm just looking at my sample, and I did do a little stamping in the background. See that? I did the sprig here with Old Olive. So let's grab that. We're going to grab from the stamp set. It's this sprig right here. Okay, so this is where it is. We're going to put that on a block and we're going to stamp it. But I've got my drinks already down there. So how am I going to deal with that? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on a block. I'm going to grab a Post-it note. Okay, Post-it notes are your friends. You want to grab some of these in your, put them next with your stamping supplies so that you can do exactly what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to cover up these drinks, and I'm going to do first generation, which means straight out of the ink pad with Old Olive. I'll do one like that. And then immediately I'm going to lift up and I'm going to stamp another one a little lower and right next to it. So we get two different, it's like a two-tone, right? So there's the dark, first generation, second generation. And take the Post-it note off, and there we go. It just gives a little bit of, it's a masking effect to make it look like it's behind, right? It's behind, so. Oh yeah, Annika says, I'm starting to enjoy cutting, but I need a magnifying glass to see it properly. I hear you. I have to wear my reading glasses too now all the time for small stuff. It's just the way it is, right? Okay, so this is going to go on the front here, but before I do that, I want to bring in Timid Tiger. We're going to add a splash of Timid Tiger to the edges. It's going to make this pop and coordinate so nicely. So I'm going to grab my Timid Tiger finger dauber, and we'll dip in, and we'll just come around the edges, and I'm just kind of holding the oval in my left hand because I'm right-handed, and I'm just going to take the dauber and just go. I actually think I got a lot of ink on here, so I might be able to go the whole distance without going back into my ink pad. We'll see. You can always add more, you just can't take it away, right? So let's see if we can go the whole way. I think I need a little tiny bit more. There. So it just makes it pop. Here we go. All right, so we've got that done. And we're going to glue that in the center panel here. So I'm going to add my liquid glue. I think it's easier to add your glue right on the panel itself, and then you don't risk closing your card shut. Because if I took this oval and I had to judge where, I'm sure I would go off the edge, and then when I close the card, it would glue down, right? But when you put your glue in the center panel, you don't have a risk of that happening. So I'm going to take my oval and I'm going to center it here best I can on that ridge. Press it down, let the glue set up, and then you can see, I'll show you the aerial shot again, right? So we have our oval sitting on that little ledge, but if I had put glue on the other edges, now it would be shut, right? It would close. So there's the front. I love how it sits on a mantle. It pops out. It's got that, like, you know, kind of like a feature effect. Now, to do the back, we're just going to flip it over, and we've got two pieces of white to work with, and we can do whatever you want, right? You got a lot of stamps to work with. So what I did on mine is I did It's Your Day. So let's grab that one. It's Your Day. This would make a great birthday card, right? So It's Your Day. We'll stamp that with some Blackberry Bliss here on the left. And then let's bring in some of those fun greenery. Now, I don't know, this could be, I think this might be mint. This kind of a sprig is mint. So I'm going to stamp that down here in the corner like that. And on this side over here, we're going to bring back that cute little blackberry. We're going to stamp one of those. And I'm also going to grab from the stamp set the orange slice. There's an orange slice like this. Put that on a block. We're going to stamp that with Timid Tiger. We'll put that over here. So there's lots and lots of different things you could stamp. There's an olive, there's a strawberry, there's a cherry. You could do a little umbrella. You know, lots of fun things that just coordinate, right? Okay, so now I've got room to write my greeting on the back here. So I'm going to go ahead, glue this down, and away we go. This card is done. Super easy, but super fun too. All right, there we go. Got that one. And we'll put this one over here. Now don't forget, you can also stamp your envelopes, make it all coordinate, right? That would be a fun thing to do so that the recipient gets excited when they get their mail and they know it's a happy mail, right? There's going to be some happy things inside. All right, so we got rhinestones here. So let's put one there and one up here and one right there. Let's stagger the bling around. So there's our second card. It's a fun fold. And remember, you can, to put it in the envelope, let me grab an envelope and show you. You can put it like you can lean your oval to the left like that, and it'll be the perfect size, right? Or you can lean it to the right like that, and it'll still be the perfect size. The only questionable one is if you do it in the middle like that, you've got an extra thick band in the middle. It'll fit. It's small, right? It's going to go in the envelope, but you've made it super thick by doing that. So pick your favorite side, left or right. And then when the recipient opens it out of the envelope, it is intuitive. It is going to pop up, right? So just wanted to mention that. All right, that's card number 2. Let's move on to card number 3. I'm so excited. I love these cards. Okay, so we have card number 3 is on a Secret C card base. This one I cased right from the Stampin' Up! Website. They have, oh my gosh, so many beautiful samples to inspire us. Maybe a dumb question, Rose, but what? Would we have to join Technique Club in order to get the measurements for scoring? Technique Club members do get the PDF, Lori, yes. But, you know, I think Christine and I, let me double check with her. I'm not sure if we sell these. I don't think they're for sale outside of the Technique Club, but I'll get back to you on that, Lori. I know you're in Canada, so I will get back to you. Okay, so this is our third and final card for Technique Club for August. This is, and Lori, by the way, there's no silly questions, okay? Ask away. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. Okay, so let's grab our envelope. We've got a Secret C card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2. If I can get it out of the, I know why it's hard to come out. If you're struggling to get yours out of the envelope, it's because the cloud cover piece that we gave you is 5 1/2. So it is just this, like, it's exactly the size you need, right, for your card front. So that's what, don't pull on it and reef on it too much. You might bend it, but that's the size you need for it to go across the card, okay? And we've already done the embossing. We do all of the heavy stuff for you guys, so you can have the most fun, right? Okay, so we got a Secret C card base, and we've got 2 pieces of the designer series paper. Now, if you like this here with all those images, you could use that instead, but I'm using Secret C on Secret C for my card front. So I'm going to put that up here, one at the top. You got 2 of them, one at top and one at the bottom, like that. And then your cloud cover that's been embossed with the Glass and Gardens embossing folder. With the flowers. I love these folders. You get 2 of them in a package, and so we've already gone ahead and done that. That's going to go over top of the center of your card, so easy peasy. So let's go ahead and glue all of these pieces down. This card's not going to take much time at all. There is still a little bit of fussy cutting that you have to do because this designer series paper is absolutely amazing. It has so many gorgeous images, like the little tiny drinks that I was showing you on the other card. And this card, you're going to have, even more fun cocktails that you can choose to cut out and use on your card. All right, so we're going to put this piece in the middle. So let's add our glue. We're just building the base of the card here. I'm going to go right across. Now this is exactly 5.5 inches, so you want to make sure you don't go off the edge. So you want to make sure you're going to be able to get it back in your envelope, right? Okay, so there's that. Then you've got some ribbon. This ribbon is just going to simply, just like the card I did this morning on my Facebook Live, it's going to just be anchored down with a piece of tear and tape. Tear and tape is super strong for holding your ribbon. So let's grab a strip, put that in the middle like that, burnish, and then lift up your backing. Okay, and we're going to put this down, and it might be wrinkled from being in the card kit, but don't worry. You can show it who's boss. When you put it down, you can straighten her out. And then I'm going to grab my scissors and snip the ends. My scissors are right here. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, right? You got so much stuff on your desk. I do anyway. I find myself like that. It's like, I don't know what I did with it, and it's right in front of me. Yeah, it's an issue. It's not going away. Okay, and then you've also got this little strip with the nice, cool Strawberry Slush polka dots. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to snip both ends on an angle like that. And down here, do the same. And then I'm going to glue that right at the bottom, or like kind of overlapping with the ribbon. So I'm going to use Tombow glue because the other parts of my card are going to be popped up with dimensionals. We're going to use Tombow glue to glue this down like that. Give it a second to adhere. While that's adhering, you can then work on your pieces. So you've got some of these. Now don't throw away this tiny little strip. You'll need that for stamping. And I can't remember why this piece is in there. Oh, I know. It's for the inside. The inside. Okay, so you got some little rectangles, and you got this piece and your inside piece. But I've got 2 drinks on this one. So I'm going to take my scissors and trim this drink up. This looks like a mojito. It's got a slice of lime in it, and there's ice cubes. Did you know the stamp set also has the ice cube stamps? So cool. You can stamp that with your white ink, the craft Stampin' ink, right? The white one. Do you know what I'm talking about? You can stamp with white. So you could color in your drink and then stamp your ice cubes, make them look realistic. So fun. And there's even a die to cut out the ice cubes as well. There's a die to cut out these drinks too, but not with the greenery at the top. So I want the greenery, so I'm choosing a fussy cut. It really doesn't take that much time, right? Okay, so there's one drink. And then my other one is the tall. I think I gave you guys, like, I know, and Christine probably did the same thing. So you got a tall one and a shorter one for your drinks. Because this package of DSP, you get a lot of different drinks and sizes and lots and lots of options. Okay, so there we go. We got a tall and a small drink. And these are on dimensionals. So we'll flip them over and we'll get some dimensionals going here. So we've got little ones. I like my minis. I'm going to grab a couple of those. Actually, you can use minis on the entire thing. You don't have to use big ones. If you have an abundance of minis, I actually do. I'm going to use all minis on mine and use them up. Okay, put one in the middle and 4 corners. And this one down here. Put one in the middle. And there. And one there. Okay, so we got our dimensionals on. Now we can use the Take Your Pick tool. Thank you, Wendy. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you for the warm welcome. I had a fantastic vacation visiting my family. I still got lots of little pictures and videos I want to share with you guys, so I will be sharing them because we had nonstop fun. I mean nonstop. We were go, 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 and I still didn't get to see everyone that I wanted to see. There will be next time. It's not possible to fit every possible thing in, but we jammed a lot into those 2 weeks. I think I need a vacation coming back from vacation. Okay, so we're going to put this one right here. And then we're going to put the small drink just overlapping a little bit like that. So fun. All right, let's bring back the silicone mat. And we're going to put these pieces here so that I can see where I'm stamping. So we need the cheers again. And this time we're going to be using Secret C. That sale, guys, today's Thursday and the sale ends on Sunday for all of the In Color products. So beautiful. So beautiful. I love all of the In Colors. Okay, so there we go. We've got cheers. I got it cleaned up. I'm using a baby wipe because I think my chamois needs to be rinsed. Okay, cheers. We're going to put that right here. So you have a little extra long piece for your cheers. I'm going to angle cut it. And then the little skinny one here, 1/4 of an inch, it's perfect for It's Your Day. We're going to ink that up with Secret C as well. I'm just going to clean off the Blackberry Bliss and we can tap into the Secret C. And I'm going to stamp it on the left side. Boom, right there. Boom, got it done. Okay, so then let's take our snips and snipperdoodle. That's a word, right? Okay, there like that. And we'll angle cut the bottom. Super easy, super fast. And then we'll get the dimensionals on that. Okay, so let's see. I need my take your pick tool. Grab the dimensionals again. We're having all the fun here today. All right, so we go 1, 2, and 3. And then the little banner, look at these dimensionals. They're fantastic for small things like this. You don't even have to cut your dimensionals. They're the perfect size. So let's go ahead, pull off the backing, and we can play with this card, get it pretty. Okay, so here we go. Cheers. We're going to overlap the drink and that pink border at the bottom there. And then we're going to put It's Your Day right there. Look at that. Wow. One more thing. You've got a little Ziploc bag here inside our 3 sequins. Gold sequins, so you want to get those out and use my handy dandy silicone mat again to catch them when I dump out this little bag. So my helpers and I, we put these in here. Take our time putting these sequins in, so hopefully you don't lose them. There we go. So we're going to take our Tombow glue and we'll put a teeny tiny dab right there, and one down here. I mean, it's totally up to you where you put your glue, where you put your sequins, but that's just what I did. And then you can bring back your take your pick tool and use the putty end, and you can then decide if you want to flip over your sequence. It's a great tool for doing that because sometimes you want, whether you want the bumpy end up or the concave and convex. I remember that from, I don't know, was that physics? I don't know. But anyway, you can flip them over. You can use your take your pick tool. And this one, I have to get a putty refill for this one because it is, I have one in my drawer, my desk. I think it's empty. There we go. Ooh, I love the sparkle, the nice sparkle. And you get a ton of these sequins in a little container, right? So grab some of those. There's a great way to pull in the gold. And so for the inside, thank you, Francis. Good to see you. We are going to stamp Let's Celebrate. Alrighty then. I know I have that. Yes, I do, right here. So let's get that cleaned up because it had old olive on it. We're using all Secret C ink on these cards. We're going to stamp Let's Celebrate like that. And then we're also going to bring in Memento. And from the stamp set, there's a cute little cherry right there. We're going to stamp that and make it all pretty on the inside. Okay, so but this DSP goes down first. So let's do that. Let's put that DSP there so I know where that's going to be. So put it like this. So we're tying the front of the card into the inside. I love to pull little strips of DSP to the inside like that. So then I know I can stamp my little cherry right there. And then you can grab a blend or a marker or a watercolor pencil, whatever you want, and add some color to the little cherries. So I'm going to grab Cherry Cobbler and just add a little touch of color. There we go. Makes it complete. Okay, so there's the inside of card number 3. So we'll bring in our glue and we'll get this all together. And then I'm going to do a little recap, and I have a sneak peek of next month's cards, September cards for Technique Club. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see the stuff. There's so many beautiful things coming. I am so excited. Next week, we have new online exclusives. We have the new mini catalog going live, the September to December mini catalog. So many fun things. All right, there's my sample. Just 2 different drinks on each one. You can make a ton of cards using that paper, right? So there's card number 3. Let's go back to card number 1 was our cracked glass technique card. Card number 2 was a fun fold using Blackberry Bliss and all the different fun layers here. And then card number 3, we did this one here with the embossed background, and again, more drinks from the DSP. That DSP is the star of the show with that celebratory sips sweet, right? Okay, as promised, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what's coming for September. All right, let's move August out of the way for a second here. And allow me, drum roll please, to introduce our September cards. We are going to be playing with the new suite, the Gather. Let me tell you what the proper name is. What's it called? Let's see. Okay. I've got it here for you. Okay, so we're going to be playing with the Gathering Together Suite collection, okay? So if you are in the Technique Club, you're going to want to grab the stamp set. It's called Gathering Moments. That's the one I'm going to be using. The dies, the twine, the bling, the embossing, that'll all be done for you. But you're going to want the stamp set that's called Gathering Moments, okay? So here is the first card. We're going to be doing some stitching next month, okay? So there's a fun card. We've got a new embossing folder. These new dies are not with this bundle, but I'm going to share them with you. It's from a Christmas bundle. And there's the inside, expressing heartfelt gratitude. In Canada, we have an earlier Thanksgiving up here. So we're going to be kicking off September with Thanksgiving so that we can be prepared. Then we're going to continue on. Look at this card. I love it. We are going to be doing stitching like that. We've got a new embossing folder, a wreath embossing folder, and we're going to do some stamping. And there's the inside. Another could be used for Thanksgiving. You can change up your greetings. You don't have to stamp exactly like mine. And then we have this one, expressing heartfelt gratitude. I love all the designer series paper. I don't know if you can see the gold foil accents, but I was totally in love with all of the patterns. So this card here, we're going to show you how to use 4 different pattern paper designs on a front of a card. And this one has the inside. Look at that cute little acorn that comes in the stamp set. You're going to want that stamp set. It is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Your friendship means the world to me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to flip you back around. Yes. Okay. Oh, that was a fun class. I enjoyed making those cards. And what do you think about cracked glass? Are you going to do it? Are you going to clear emboss multiple layers and then put it in the freezer and then crack it? It's actually very gratifying to take it out of the freezer and then crack. So many fun techniques. I never tire of them. Honestly, there's so many things you can do with stamps, ink, and paper and all the other products, right? So thanks again for joining me for the August Technique Card Club. And if you're in Canada and you want to join, reach out to me. If you're in the United States and you want to join with Christine Bertram, Bertram. You can find her on her website. It's Cards by Christine and Cards by Chris B. and she will help you out if you're in the United States. This is a collaborative effort on both of our parts to combine the two countries into one class, and we have a blast offering these classes too. So thank you so much for joining me today to do these cards. I had so much fun, and I appreciate you all so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and you'll come back and join us again next month for Technique Club. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. Now, we're going to end the video because sometimes this goes a little bit crazy here. I'm on YouTube. Okay, so where's the button? Alrighty, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.